off that, be patient maybe early here, and see how their approach is to Casey Mize.
Yeah, and that was a problem for him. Anytime there was a ball anywhere at the belt or below, teams were just not swinging, and it would dive into the dirt. So he started throwing his four-seam at the knees, and then hitters were in a bit more of a predicament. Now for Joe, complete opposite approach. He's got that carry fastball, Danny, and he likes to live top of the zone. We saw the curveball against Baltimore, but he also features a split occasionally. Today could be a slider night, could be a sweeper night with Joe. You just never know.
And I talked earlier about it. You've got to pitch inside. I think that Ryan is a guy that knows, first of all, knows how to pitch inside and knows how to pitch effectively inside.
Almost inconceivable that last year in 31 starts, Joe never saw the Tigers. Played the Tigers 13 times, and somehow his turn never came up against Detroit. Has pitched well against the Tigers historically, 4-2 with a 3.42 earned run average, 71 strikeouts in 52 and two-thirds innings. And the first man he'll face is one of the guys who's the talk of baseball, Kevin McGonigal. Kevin McGonigal never played a game in AAA, only about 40-plus games at the AA level. He's just 21 years of age, Danny. He was the talk of the Grapefruit League, and he's carried it right into the regular season.
You know, and he's a guy that can infuse an offense, and is exciting young player. Everything is new to him. Plays with a lot of energy. Has some pop in his bat. Goes the other way. Can run a little bit. He's just a fun player to watch.
Tough-minded kid from Pennsylvania. He's not a real big guy. Has yet to hit his first major league home run, but he is off to a very nice start, and he's at shortstop here today. Just 21 years of age. McGonigal, Twins saw him in spring training. He walked and then bounced out against Taj Bradley. His first look at Joe Ryan, and our first look at Joe Ryan throwing to Victor Caratini. And we've talked a lot about how a pitcher can be a different guy.
Right, it's about rotation and picking each other up.
Seas is low. And with that, we're underway here at Target Field, 5'9", 187. And so much to like about his start.
The kid is a natural-born hitter, according to the folks around him in camp. He takes a ball high, 2-0. Very mature for his age. And McGonigal, again, growing up in Pennsylvania, used to the chilly weather. The 2-0 pitch is swung on and foul-tipped into the glove. It's 2-1. Ramon De Jesus was supposed to be the umpire at second base. Right now, only 3 umpires are out here for the Twins and the Tigers to deal with. That's Adrian Johnson definitely at third. And that's Quinn Walcott down at first base, so apparently Ramon a bit under the weather. We'll have a 3-man crew, Danny, and a little different rotation for these 3 veteran umpires.
Yeah, a little bit. They're used to that. In the minor leagues, they have 3 down there. They know how to rotate.
2 balls and a strike after Drake walked a ball out to Joe Ryan. And the 2-1 is fouled away, and the count 2-2. Well, if you're hunting strikeouts, Tigers probably not the team you want to be chasing after, because they do not strike out a ton. In the minor leagues, and he wasn't there long, McGonigal walked 123 times and only punched out 84. And he hits this ball in the air to center field for James Outman. Outman drifting underneath it, face mask in place. He'll make the catch off his left ear. And there's an out on 5 pitches. McGonigal solved, and here's Gleyber Torres.
Little curveball right there that had him out in front, fooled him a little bit.
Torres, an All-Star last year. The All-Star game was basically a Tiger inter-squad there. The fans in Detroit really got behind the club, voted in a ton of players to the Midsummer Classic as a strike called, 0-1. I mean, Javi Baez was a starter.
Yeah, so they had 7 guys that represented the Tigers.
0-1 pitch. There's breaking ball low. It's 1-1. Here's another guy, Danny, who doesn't strike out a lot, Gleyber Torres.
Good player here. He was an All-Star, like you said, last year, but a 3-time All-Star, and hit 16, drove in 74 last year.
Off to a slow start as he watches wide. That's a sweeper. A lot of these Tigers hitters are struggling out of the gate. And it's funny the way numbers break down. They're the best team in the league with runners in scoring position, hitting .361. It's a swinging miss by Torres on a heater. It's 2-2. They are 26th out of 30 teams with nobody on base. They're hitting just $185 with the bases empty. 2-2 waved through, and Torres is down on strikes. That was the knuckle curve. So Joe Ryan picking back up where he left off in Baltimore on opening day, picking up his first punch out on that hook, and now it's Colt Keith, who amongst all these Tigers is probably off to the best start, hitting over 400.
You know, you talk about a slow start for the Tigers. They're going to get going just like a lot of teams, just like the Twins.
Pitch on the way from Ryan. And this one chopped back up the middle. It's going to be Brooks Lee moving to his left side on flip to first, and the inning is over. Lee retires Keith on a 6-3 ground ball out. So a fly ball out, a strikeout, a ground ball out, getting the outs in all three conceivable ways here for Joe Ryan in a 1-2-3 first. We'll keep it right here at Target Field and tell everybody that you can't spell triple without trip. Today's contestant in quick trips around the bases, Ryan Hoffman from St. Charles. If the Twin hits a triple, Ryan, you win $900. Compliments of Pothole Pizza. See your neighborhood quick trip for details, and we look forward to doling out some cash. Haven't done so since opening day.
Oh, we got tomorrow's National Beer Day. Really? It's every day. So we decided to celebrate with $2 beers at Target Field for tomorrow's game. That's right, $2 beers right here at Target Field. Twins are taking on the Tigers. From gates are going to open at 5:30. And you can have those $2 bills all the way up until first pitch. Sip on a $2 Budweiser, Bud Light, or a Summit Twins Pilsner. Plus Taj Bradley and Tarek Skubal. You can watch a matchup there in what should be a great pitcher's duel. Get your tickets at twins.com/tickets.
Who knew? National Beer Day as a harvester of hops, as a man who brings beer to life from the soil. I think you can appreciate National Beer Day.
Every day.
We can both appreciate the bat of Junior Caminero. You told us next time we saw him he'd have 25 home runs, and he hit one the next half inning, and he did it again today. He's on target. Third baseman for Tampa launched one of their 3 home runs in their return to Tropicana Field today. Tampa Bay is still the only team to have a lead in every game this year. They beat up on the Cubs 6-4 in front of a sold-out Tropicana Field crowd of 25,000, brought to you by Target, proud partner of the Twins. Well, Byron Buxton was an absolute demon in the leadoff spot for opposing pitchers to deal with last year. And Byron Buxton back in the leadoff spot today. Buck is fighting an 0-for-19 skid to start the year, but he has always hit well against Casey Mize. The first pitch to Byron is down and away, 1 ball, no strikes. And when I say well, I mean 7 for 20. That's a 350 clip with 2 home runs. So Buxton, then Larnach, then Keyshaw. Byron smashes one foul down the third base line, and that's into the seats. That is a Byron Buxton souvenir as he kicks off his second 10 years in the big leagues here tonight. Celebrated 10 years of service time yesterday. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and hit, maybe broke his bat, shallow left field. Vierling coming in with Green the DH today, and that's a buzz in the hands, but nothing to show for it for Byron. A pop-up to left, and Larnach will be the hitter. Trevor moving up in the lineup. He's up in the number 2 spot, and Danny, if you're just looking at quality of at-bats, the eye test is there.
Yeah, Trev's with limited at-bats he's had so far, but
first pitch high, 1 ball, no strikes.
And maybe it's not the results, but the good quality of bats, seeing some pitches, some good cuts at him, squaring some balls up, hit a couple balls hard the other day for outs.
Leads his club in OPS plus as he takes down and in, and the count is 2-0. Larnach to be followed by Luke Keyshaw, another guy who has enjoyed facing Tiger pitching. And again, the Tigers have a fantastic pitching staff, did as last year as well, as the 2-0 drops in, and that's a slider strike. It's 2-1. Verlander's on the IL, but you think about the pitchers in this series: Mize, All-Star, Skubal, Cy Young, back-to-back years. Strike called, and Trevor wants to challenge that one. That's a sinker.
Batter's challenging, strike call.
That's an early challenge. This one's going to be close. And that is going to be a strike by just a stitch. Oh, couldn't be any closer.
One challenge remaining.
So the Twins, who have challenged 33 times now, the most in Major League Baseball, lose a challenge here in the home first. 2-2. Swung on and hit the other way. It's going to be another play for Veerland, who kind of angles towards the line and grabs it, and Larnach is out. 2 gone for Keyshaw. Yeah, little different strategies here with the ABS, Danny. The Twins have challenged far and away more than any team in the league. That's 33 now. And they're successful in the 60th percentile. The Tigers don't challenge often. They've only challenged 20 times, but they have the highest success rate in baseball.
I was reading that where I think the catchers have challenged it more than anybody.
Yeah, they really haven't seen their hitters use it a whole lot. As a strike called on Keyshaw. Twins coaching staff has said, look, use it. We trust you. Be aggressive. If you think that it's going to help you and us, then go for it. Ground ball towards short. Scooped up by the youngster, McGonigal. He throws to first. Keyshaw out by half a step, hustling up the line as always at a 1-2-3 inning from Casey Mize. So the Twins lose a challenge, but do not make any hay on the base paths. We've played one scoreless inning from Target Field.
We have a couple things out here for the first acknowledged unassisted triple play. And Cy Young said, Neil, where you going? He said, 3 outs.
Neil Ball had a fairly short career as a big leaguer, but continued playing in the minors, where he encountered true baseball royalty.
Now we're going to connect to Babe Ruth.
He dominated the game like no one else had before.
I'm holding Babe Ruth's bat.
During a 1934 baseball barnstorming tour of Japan, Ruth faced 17-year-old pitcher Eiji Sawamura. Sawamura became a hero in Japan, and the Nippon Professional Baseball League's version of the Cy Young Award bears his name. Maeda won the award in 2010 and again in 2015, when the runner-up was Shohei Ohtani.
First pitch crushing! Oh, man!
Like the 3 outs of a triple play. It all connects.
Go to baseballhall.org to plan your visit to the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown, New York, and catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv.
Use and more. You can also find real stories of how people navigated their own mental health challenges. Because once you start to address the problem, you can go so much further. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Green leads things off. Another Tiger All-Star, and Green takes inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Joe Ryan's gotten the better of Green throughout his career. Riley's just 1 for 17 against Joe. And it kind of makes sense as Green swings and misses with that big uppercut swing. Riley Green, Danny, has one of the steepest uppercut swings in baseball, and with Joe's carry fastball, it's a tough matchup.
No question, that's a tough way to catch up to a Joe Ryan fastball.
This fastball's higher still. Caratini up out of his crouch to keep it from glancing off Rodriguez.
And you're talking about an uppercut swing. You're trying to get that as that ball's on a level plane, trying to get underneath it but square it up deep enough. He did it a ton last year.
Pops this one up to shallow left field. Larnach drifting in underneath it. Weak opposite field pop-up out, and 1 away here for Joe Ryan. And Torkelson will be the hitter.
You know, we were taught to keep the bat. You know, you see a lot of guys with a flat bat. They taught you to keep your bat on a level plane with the baseball. And then when you make your contact, your follow-through is going to make your bat come up. But they wanted to, you know, and even to a point, look for the top of the ball and hit down on it.
Pitch high, 1 ball, no strikes to the righty Torkelson. So many ways to go about it. You want to, you know, hit down and backspin that ball up in the air.
Well, it changed when they went to the launch angle and the importance of that.
Strike called 1-1, and that was really engendered by, hey, everybody's throwing these sinkers down, and then it was everybody's trying to figure out a swing that can get underneath those pitches, and then, okay, now suddenly they're throwing fastballs up, and you have to react to that as a strike.
Detroit challenging the strike call.
Torkelson's got a challenge, and we talked about how the Tigers generally leave it to their catchers and pitchers. Yeah, that's going to be a strike, top of the zone.
Confirmed. Short has one challenge.
Rob Drake, the happiest man in the building. We got two challenges, and he's been right on both. And again, the Tigers have the highest success rate in baseball, but they're 0 for 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Spencer Torkelson. Pitch on the way. And that one's high. It's 2-2. Like Mize, Torkelson, a number 1 overall pick out of Arizona State. And he has had an up and down career, but he last year, maybe the bounce back player of the year. He set up away, and the 2-2's off the plate, 3-2. He'd gone from a 31 homer, 100 RBI season to being sent to AAA, and when he came to camp, they said, we don't really have a spot for you. We think Colt Keith is going to be our first baseman, and then Torkelson simply played so well that he became a vital cog in a division or in a playoff-bound team as he swings and misses here. On the sweeper, and he's down on strikes. 2 strikeouts for Ryan. Zach McKinstry, the batter. Lineup does not have Kerry Carpenter in it today, a guy who has just mashed Twins pitching, left-handed stick. Carpenter is under the weather. There's a bug that is running rampant through the Tigers clubhouse and through some of their families. McKinstry fouls off the hands 0-1. Javi Baez also not in the starting lineup. There is a chance, if needed late, that Carpenter could be geared up to maybe make a pinch hit appearance late in the ball game. The 0-1. Strike, and it's 0-2. And unlike that foggy night in Kansas City 5 days ago, Danny, Joe Ryan ahead in the count early and often.
Yeah, he's locating in and out. Breaking ball to the right-handers. Pretty effective.
0-2. Fouled straight back, good pass. Stays 0-2. We are scoreless here in the top of the second inning from Target Field. First of 4 between the Twins and the Tigers. They'll meet 13 times this summer. Ryan to the plate. Swung on a miss. Again, it's the knuckle curve. Back-to-back punch-outs for Joe Ryan. All 3 of his strikeouts on off-speed pitches here tonight. We played 1.5. We're scoreless. Twins try to change that when we return. From home for Twins baseball.
Time for the great Mascot race. Here's the pitch. And they're off. They're neck and neck. Look at them go. Listen to the cheers. They're heading for home. It's too close to call. Here's the play at the plate. It's Stomper. Congratulations on winning the great Mascot race.
Oh, my. Fly ball, right center field, and O'Neal Cruz with his first Cruz missile of the year. Off the lefty. Brandon Williamson. Cruz crushes it. Pirates get the run back. They lead 6-1.
That's a beautiful thing.
Man, it just sounds different. This just sounds different coming off that bat. Look how far that ball went up in the stands, Brownie. O'Neal Cruz, just a special talent.
This is the Treasure Island Baseball Network.
Josh Bell leads things off here in the home second. He takes a first pitch for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Bell did the heavy lifting for John Vitas in the pregame show. He opened up baseball cards, talked about being a switch hitter as a pitch down and in, 1-1. I like that baseball card segment, Danny. It's fun, and it's interesting. You kind of get a little bit of insight into these players, too, as a pitch down. You know, Josh Bell, he had the scatter report on every single guy he pulled out of the pack.
Yeah, he did. I remember I got to do that one time. I think with MLB one time they asked me to do it.
I laughed like a hyena watching you do that.
Well,
as a strike call.
It was cards that guys that I had played against.
It was like I think it was like an 88
80,
pack
90 or something. Yeah.
You'd pull one out and you'd go, owned him, crushed him. This guy stunk. You'd throw the cards over your shoulder. 2-2, down and in, 3-2. Good time. I look forward to seeing if any of the guys pulled, any of those special cards, or maybe a first game patch, or some highly sought after collectible. 3-2, smacked foul. Stays 3-2. He pulled the Josh Lowe card, and he spent 5 minutes talking about Nathaniel Lowe, Josh's big brother, and how much fun they had playing together in D.C. 3-2, missed wide, and that's ball 4. Boy, that was a close pitch. And Bell takes it, and he takes his base, and he spins up the line to first. Now, Dylan Dingler has handled the bulk of the challenging for the Tigers as a catcher. He's been perfect this year. Roger is behind the plate today. That pitch was low, and with just one challenge remaining, not going to burn it here, opening the second as Caratini bats. So Mize into the stretch now. Casey set, standing ramrod straight atop the mound. Pitch delivered, and it's high. And it's 1 ball and no strikes.
Yeah, I just watched Rob Drake, the home plate umpire, signal because they've got the third base umpire, Adrian Johnson, at kind of the shortstop position. He's in charge of second base, but also he may have to float over to third, and Drake told him, I'd stand at home.
Caratini smacks one in the air to left center field. Long run for Parker Meadows. He gives way to the left fielder, Vierling, and Vierling just knocks it to the ground. Everybody's safe. Twins at second and third. Matt Vierling, who's an outstanding defender at a variety of positions, got out into left center field, Dan, and he swatted that ball to the ground like he was swatting at a bee.
Well, he thought that the center fielder was taking it. So he took his eyes off the ball and looked at the center fielder. The center fielder was actually backing him up. So then he had to kind of readjust himself. Ball hit his glove and then hit his chest.
Huge opportunity for the Twins. Runners at second and third for Wallner. They'll back up right side of the diamond, come in on the left side as a pitch down and in, 1 ball, no strikes.
The Tigers elect to play the left side of the diamond in. Third baseman in, shortstop in, second baseman, first baseman back.
Wallner driven in 3, all on solo home runs this year. He pops this one foul behind home plate, 1-1. Wait, Danny, these are the opportunities that you have to take advantage of, especially when your offense is struggling.
Well, no question. Even if it's just putting the ball in play on the right side of the diamond, you're going to get one in and move them over to third base with nobody out.
Wallner awaits in the box, and he swings, and he hits this one in the air foul. Third base side, it'll reach the seats. It's 1-2. Been bitten by the strikeout bug, 17 punch-outs already this year. I'll tell you who the happiest guy in the building is that this is the defense the Tigers are playing. That's Torkelson. He doesn't want to be in on the grass with Wallner pulling a ball up the first base line. No chance. He's like, thank you, Skip. I will back up.
And Bell's not the fleetest foot out there at third base.
1-2. Swung and a missed. He struck him out, and that's the one thing that you're trying to avoid. As Wallner continues to fight the strikeout demons, it's going to be up to Royce Lewis. And now I think they'll bring the entire infield in.
Splitter right there. Good movement on it. Away.
Royce Lewis has faced the Tigers 20 times. He's reached safely in all 20 of those games. Infield in, and the pitch is low and away. 1 ball, no strikes. So a leadoff walk and then a 2-base error in left field charged to Vierling, but Wallner strikes out. And the Twins have struggled with runners in scoring position this year. The Tigers have been the league's best. And good pitch there, that slider that fooled Lewis. He kind of stutter-stepped out of the box and it went right across the plate for a strike called. The group of Buxton, Lewis, Martin, Wallner, and Outman combined 0 for 20 with runners in scoring position. Royce tried to change that. And he swings and pops one up back to home, and that one will spin down below us and rattle around here in the Thriving Club. And it's 1-2. One of our favorites down here, who when the Twins are going poorly will wear his Sayoshi Nishioka jersey.
Not tonight.
He made a Nishioka effort, though. He didn't even move that ball. Pitch bounces, knocked down by the veteran Rogers, who keeps it in the dirt circle there around home plate and keeps Bell at third base. It's 2-2. Bell is at third. Caratini is at second. This is not the 4x100 relay on the bases. Infield is in, changing the angles for Royce. Hit the ball hard, you've got yourself a run. Scoreless baseball, bottom of the second. And the pitch bounces again off the glove of Rogers, who kind of pushes it out in front of him. And it's a full count now at 3-2. Interesting here, Danny, because Mai's not about to lay one in there.
No.
And you got a strikeout guy in the on-deck circle in James Outman. Infield tight, full count to Royce. Time called late by the home plate umpire, Rob Drake. Mize was into his motion. Twins need a big hit. The Tigers have gifted them a glorious opportunity early in this scoreless ballgame. Second and third, one out. Infield tight, a lot of holes on that infield. And the pitch is low and away, ball four. They weren't going to give in. And Casey Mize would much prefer to face James Outman here with a force at every base, and he'll be hunting a punch out here with Outman. James Outman is hitless on the year. He has 3 strikeouts, 0 for 8. And we talked about it with Riley Green. Outman, too, has that big uppercut swing. When he connects, ball flies, but a lot of swing and miss, and there's one right there. Big swing and miss at his slider, and it's 0-1. Bases loaded yet again for the Minnesota Twins. Infield plays back now, looking for a double play. McGonigal is up the middle. They're way off the line at third. Outman takes high, and the count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Brooks Lee is in the on-deck circle. Center fielder Meadows is fairly shallow and in right center. And the pitch is popped up, foul, and that's back of home plate out of play, and it's 1-2 to James Outman. Bounces in front of the press box. Keith well off the line at third. McGonigal up the middle at shortstop. Base is full of Twins. And the 1-2, down and in. Good take, it's 2-2.
Well, he's been bouncing that splitter the last couple of times he's thrown it.
Outman swings hard. He's got great bat speed. Much has been written about his intercept point way out in front of home plate. He's trying to corral the swing and miss. The 2-2. Swung on a miss. He struck him out. A sword from Outman. He's now 0 for 9. Another punch out. And it'll be up to Brooks Lee with 2 outs. Ooh. Second and third, nobody out. Strikeout, walk, strikeout. And the lack of contact is haunting the Twins like a ghost right now. It's up to Brooks Lee, who will now have to do some 2-out hitting. 3 hits this year for Brooks, all of them RBI singles. He watches a first pitch slither in there for a strike, 0-1.
Yeah, I'm looking for just a little soft base hit to left field. Stay on a little bit longer. Don't try to pull him.
No balls and a strike. The pitch on the way. Swung on and pulled foul into the Twins' dugout, and Brooks is in an 0-2 hole. Brooks Lee against the Tigers has played 16 games. He's driven in 15 runs, nearly an RBI per game, and a golden opportunity here, albeit with 2 outs. Mize sets and delivers. And that one misses down and in again. Boy, that split has been yanking that pitch down and in. Did it a couple times to Royce, once to Outman, and again here to Lee.
Yeah, when you get ahead like that and you've got a good catcher and Rogers behind there to confident to be able to bounce it in the dirt.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Shaking him off about 3 times now. Now he's stepping off.
Do you almost eliminate the split now at the plate if it's down in the dirt? And
well, you want to. You can still throw a good one to the left-hander He did that to Wallner, but it's got to be up.
The 1-2. That one's down and in. It was a splitter, and it was, again, yanked off the plate, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. So does that tell you that Mize was shaking Rogers to get back to the split?
Yeah, he wanted that, and then Rogers kind of, sometimes Rogers being a veteran back there, he may have asked for a fastball. Shook him off. No, I want the fastball. And that's why he stepped off. And
2-2, little looper, left field. Vierling was played very shallow. He'll make the catch, and the Twins squander a golden opportunity. They had second and third with nobody out, bases loaded, 1 out, and they come away with Bubkus. It's scoreless after.
Clark surveying. He leaps. He got it. First home run robbery of the year. A Superman catch from Clark.
What a play by Turang.
He is on display today. How much fun is he to watch every single day?
What a huge play from Brady House at the hot corner.
Robbing it about as casually as you can imagine, Mike Yastrzemski.
Behind the back flip by Ernie Clement.
Everybody's going to be smiling about this one. Back to the track, to the wall, and makes a leaping catch.
Here comes Young. What a catch by Young.
How about Roquio went to a knee and almost like mid-flight flicked it over to first base.
On the run, he gets there. Bottom ground covered by Cedric Mullins there.
Young reels it in. That's a pretty play.
As if you already didn't know that Baldwin was doing everything today.
Candelario makes a great catch.
Yes, they did it on both sides. Paredes, Walker, a great play on the corners. It starts to sink abruptly, dives forward and makes the catch.
There's the bunt. That could be trouble as Petrie. No, Stevie dives in and beats it. Good effort by Steve Lyons.
Good job. I'll tell you one thing, not a bad defensive play either by the Tigers.
Did you see that? He's going to get the dirt out, and all of a sudden he unbuckled his pants and had a brain cramp.
I don't think that's really the proper place to do that.
Feels good righty, I'm going to stick with it, and this feels good lefty, I'm going to stick with it.
Yeah, Lance Berkman, a 6-time All-Star, pretty good guy to learn from, and Bell is now paying it forward. He's already chatted quite a bit with switch hitter Brooks Lee, Chris.
There are fewer switch hitters in baseball now than at any point in the history of the game, and fewer still the number of American-born switch hitters. With so much put into the showcase circuit and all-star games at the youth level, the hitters aren't willing to flip around and maybe look less than ideal in any given situation in terms of their numbers, and it's a dwindling art, and certainly one that obviously is very, very useful. Well, the Twins squandered a glorious opportunity, and now Joe Ryan faces the bottom third of the Tigers' order, and Matt Vierling, who committed that 2-base error, will lead things off. Pitch on the way, and Vierling takes a strike, and the count is 0-1. You call the plays with a My Twins Choice membership. You can choose from a variety of seats and games that are just right for you. Like this one is a ball fouled away down the right field line. Plus, you get to unlock benefits that include up to 25% off concessions and tickets. Sign up today at twins.com/mytwins. 0-2 here to Vierling. Speaking of different ticketing options, seating options, Danny, I was checking in with some of the folks down at the Champions Club and raving reviews for the remodel down there. As a pitch wide, 1-2. And it looks fantastic. And was chatting with some of the folks down there and some of the ticket reps, and they said it has been very well received. 1-2 just misses.
Well, I like how they put the World Series trophies out. That's the first thing you see.
Right.
By Casey, good job. Casey Mize, 2 starts deep as Vierling pops this up. It's the shortstop Lee making the catch for round number 1. Casey Mize at first.
Behind the bag at second. The upper deck is above the lower deck, right above it. Not like Cleveland or Baltimore where it's 80 feet behind the left or right field fence. It's right above it. So if you look down from the top row of the upper deck, you're looking at the first row of the lower deck. And that's unique. Strike one, Parker Meadows swings and fouls it in and out of the glove of the catcher Caratini. So you've got the grandstands in left and upper deck above it that has two levels. The upper deck in right is quite steep, but it's also a great seat. Anybody who spent time at Tiger Stadium in the upper deck will appreciate a seat like that. Close to the field, great vantage point. The 0-2. Breaking ball away. Meadows had a good weekend in. Some good swings.
Yes, he did. I really liked the way he swung the bat last night and talked to him a little bit about today, and he's feeling comfortable.
1-2 off the plate and in. Took it with confidence. Joe Ryan thought he had a called third. 7 up, 7 down so far for Joe Ryan. He's sharp. He doesn't look like he's bothered by the cold at all. The 2-2. Line drive. Caught. Down to a knee. Bell backhands a line drive that was headed down the right field line and would have been a triple. But it was right there for Bell. Another good swing for Parker Meadows. He hit it hard. Second out of the third.
You know, he was just messing around with his hands and his bat position so much in spring training. You know, started high, then he was low, and then finally he just says, I'm going back to where I was last year. And he feels like his timing is there, and it's much more direct to the baseball, and it's paying off right now.
You could see it kind of coming. Jake Rogers takes a fastball strike. It was kind of a blue pit. It wasn't a lot of hard contact, but he was making contact.
At the end of spring.
Yeah.
You could see it. Yep.
And then slowly some hits fell for him. He had to be feeling good about that. He wasn't hitting the ball hard. Now he's hitting the ball hard. Strike one pitch is fastball. Us called strike. That's all that matters because we will have no challenges for many innings now.
Yep. Jake was wondering. He sure
was shaking his head a little bit, wasn't he?
Yep.
Now four-seam fastball away. 1-2 on Jake Rogers, 1 for 6. Just 6 at-bats so far. As Dylan Dingler, of course, gets most of the playing time, most of the starts behind the dish. The 1-2. Sweeper misses low. So the curveball is, again, new, and it's in the upper 70s. In terms of velocity, sweepers in that 83, 84 mile an hour range. 2-2, swing and a miss. There's the fastball. That's pretty good pairing. Sweeper down, fastball up. That works for Joe Ryan, even if you think you know that it's coming. 9 up, 9 down, 4 strikeouts, all swinging. The fastball gets Jake Rogers to end the third. We head to the bottom of the third inning in Minneapolis. Scoreless. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball, presented by Meyer.
Do you suffer from back or neck pain? Trinity Health has the latest methods and technology to help. Our team looks at many treatment options to create a plan that's right for you. From physical therapy and pain management to advanced spine surgery. Say goodbye to living with pain. Reach out to the Trinity Health Spine Program and get back to enjoying your daily activities. TrinityHealthMI.org/spine. Trinity Health. We see all of you.
Hit a home run this season on your next Ford vehicle lease or purchase at Varsity Ford in Ann Arbor. Proud to be family owned and operated for over 44 years. Varsity Ford never strikes out, getting you the best deal. Our professional sales team is like no other, and we treat every customer like an MVP. Varsity Ford is driven by family and built on tradition. No matter if it's the first inning or the bottom of the ninth, Varsity Ford is here to the last pitch. I'm Joe Stanford, making deals today, every day, and best of all on Saturdays too. Only at Varsity Ford.
Since 1927, Gallagher has been serving the communities where we live and work. We partner with businesses of every size to provide insurance, risk management, and benefit solutions that prepare them for what's next. Whether you are on Main Street or across the globe, we're ready to help you take on any challenge. As a proud partner of the Detroit Tigers, we bring that same commitment to Detroit and all of Michigan. Dedicated to partnering with you to face the future with confidence. Learn more at ajg.com. Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and people strategy partner.
Germac Peanuts, the official peanut of the Detroit Tigers, and a Detroit tradition since 1924, can be purchased at Germac.com as well as their Eastern Market location, along with other fine retailers across Michigan.
fly fair down the left field line over the glove of a leaping Colt Keith. Byron Buxton will cruise into second. Matt Vierling gets the ball in. First pitch of the third, and Buxton laced it down the left field line.
Yeah, Buxton has had some success against Casey Mize, 350 with 2 home runs in his career, and just keeps it up there, just jumping on a first pitch sinker that didn't quite run in on his hands enough, left it out over that inner third. Buxton turned on it to get the Twins off to a good start. Casey has to pitch out of another jam here in the third inning.
Last inning, it was an error that gave the Twins an opportunity. Casey pitched out of that. Ground ball up the middle, backhanded by Torres. Goes down to the ground, pops up, throws, and did not get Larnach. He rushed the throw, and Torkelson had no option but to come off the bag to make the catch. He had more time than he thought. That should have been an out at first. Instead, I guess I'll credit him with a hit, and it's runners at the corners.
Yeah, they did give him a hit, but I agree. We saw him make plays like that over the weekend where he went up, and certainly they're different runners, but he got to the ball, which I went, ooh, that's a nice play, and then you figure that underhand flip over there right to Spencer, but he pulled him off the bag for that infield single.
Brings up Luke Keeschel, right-handed batter. First pitch slider, didn't do much of anything. Just went down into the dirt over the plate. Keeschel takes ball 1. Second round pick 3 years ago out of Arizona State. He had a nice debut in 180 at-bats, hit 300. A little bit of power, not much. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Fastball 93 up and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. He's off to an 8 for 36 start. Showed really nice contact skills last year as a rookie. Drew walks at an above-average league pace. Not many strikeouts at all. The 1-1. Swinging a foul out of play, well back first base side. It's a small but enthusiastic gathering of Twins fans here at Target Field tonight.
Whew. And good for them. I mean, to be out here, to say, yeah, I know it's cold, but
we're Minnesotans.
Exactly. Let's go watch the Twinkies.
We know how to handle it. We know how to layer up. 1-2, the count on Keeschel. Again, you're not going to get much swing and miss. Right-handed batter who mashed righties pitch in the dirt. It was a big opposite platoon split for him last year. 360, solid power numbers against righties. 170 against lefties. Right-handed batter waiting on a 2-2. Will he get the splitter? No. Slurve away.
Yeah, if you think if you're the Twins, if you can recognize that splitter, I mean, you got to lay off of it and just show him that he can throw it a strike, because everyone is bouncing up there, away from the right-handers and in on the left-handers. Everyone is bouncing.
Quick flip over to first to drive Trevor Larnach back. Not a base-stealing threat. You actually want him to run. Stole 4 bases, caught 4 times last year. Does not have a lot of speed. 3-2, swing and a foul. And that's what Keeschel can do. Waste a pretty good 2-strike pitch. They're pretty excited, I think, quietly excited about what Luke Keeschel might do for this offense this year.
Yep.
That's a really nice debut. Knees bent, the upper body upright. He angles the bat down and over the right shoulder and then lifts it as the pitch comes in. Slider away, and he fouls it out of play. First base side. 3 levels of seating. We're at the club level. Go from foul pole to foul pole, basically. Upper deck above us has 2 levels, just like it does in left field. The 3-2. Ball 4. Slider missed. And Casey Mize, pitch count is already climbing. He's at 49 pitches in the 3rd inning with nobody out, and the bases are now loaded. 49 would be an average pitch count through 3 innings. Josh Bell at the plate, off to a pretty good start. First pitch fastball at the knees for a called strike one, and a challenge by Bell.
Uh-oh.
Minnesota's challenged the strike call.
That sure looked good.
It's a strike.
Well confirmed, Minnesota has
And
zero
the Twins are out of challenges in the third.
They had the most challenges of anybody in Major League Baseball coming into today's game with 32, and you can see why. They're aggressive, but they're done.
That's incredible. Splitter misses down and in. We have not seen a team run out of challenges. I think maybe once in the late innings of the ninth.
Right, late.
In the third inning. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. He was late on a fastball away. This is a great double play candidate. One of the interesting things about Casey last year, he went from a ground ball pitcher to being a fly ball pitcher. He doesn't get a lot of double plays turned behind him. 1-2, bounces up to home plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Just doesn't have the feel for the splitter.
No, and Jake he keeps calling it, hoping that Casey can make a good pitch. But that's why I think he threw so many sliders to Keishel, is that he just did not feel comfortable calling it 3-2.
2-2. Swing and a foul. Fastball in a good spot, but Bell's an experienced hitter. He can waste pitches like that. It's just under 240 for Washington last year. 22 home runs, kind of modest power numbers, the 2-2. Splitter misses low. It really just hasn't been the same weapon. And this, where do you go to here, Dan?
Well, I'm just saying that Josh Bell fouled off that fastball because he was just seeing it the light. You've got to bring him up, bring Casey up.
3-2, swinging a foul out of play, sinker away.
Which he did. You know, if it's down in the strike zone, that's why Josh Bell swung so late at that fastball, because it was down and he thought, okay, there's that split finger. So if you're the Twins, you've got to bring Casey Mize up.
3-2, swinging a high pop-up. Will it be playable? Colt Keith is coming in, and he will make the catch. Ended up being in fair territory, didn't it? He was 10 feet foul and at the last moment came back, made the catch halfway to home in fair territory, right along the line. And a big, big first out for Casey Mize. He's loaded 1 out now for Victor Caratini.
Yes, that's big. And then if you can somehow figure out how to get that ground ball now.
Victor Caratini, switch hitter, better as a righty, but he's been steady from the left side. First pitch slider.
Casey's challenging.
Ball call.
Screen went up with a strike, so the Tigers could be out of challenges. No? Wow.
Overturned.
Casey challenged it?
Casey challenged it, yeah. And it looked good. It looked good out of his hand.
Wow.
Yeah, Casey went right to his hat.
Caratini hit .268 as a lefty last year. Little bit of power, upright stance, holds the bat upright, hands extended away from the left shoulder, swings it, it's a fly ball to center. This one's deep. Meadows will make the catch. That'll score a run. Goes back a few steps to his right, makes the catch. Tagging, scoring Buxton, and the Twins take a 1-0 lead. But boy, if Casey Mize can get out of a bases-loaded 1-out jam with just 1 run scoring, this is a win, even though the pitch count is climbing.
Yeah, you want to just limit that damage, and you're exactly right. It's just 1 run. You'll take that all day long.
Matt Wallner at the plate. Be careful. This guy's got pop. 3 home runs already. Also, 19 strikeouts. 19 strikeouts. Check swing on a slider for a called strike. Twins will not be able to challenge any strike call the rest of the way as a hitter or for the catcher Caratini. 1-0 Twins are in the bottom of the 3rd inning. The strike one, swinging line drive to right field. Will it stay up? No, it's going to drop in front of the right fielder McKinstry. That's going to score 1. Throw goes all the way through to 3rd. But Keisha will make it. Larnach scores. Line drive, single for Wallner. And the Twins take a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, a split finger for the first time that was up just enough. Was not one of those ones that was in the dirt. It just kind of stayed flat. Wallner was able to just reach out over the outside part of the plate and hook it into right field.
Today's game brought to you in part by Meyer, an official partner of the Detroit Tigers. The series is brought to you by the Sam Bernstein Law Firm. When you need the right call made, it's 1-800-CALL-SAM. Pitch count at 61 in the third. Line drive, base it into left field in front of Matt Vierling. 3-0 Twins. Keishel scores. Royce Lewis laces a single to left after the sharp single to right for Wallner.
Yeah, you just know that Casey is without really his best weapon, and that's that split finger that was so good. And, Dan, you've been saying it all during the game. You just wonder if for some reason in this cold weather that trying to force that split finger but just has not been able to find it, resorting to the slider, the small cutter-type slider that he throws, and really, he's just limited to that slider fastball combination.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Chris Fetter out for a quick conversation. Jake Rogers out as well. Tiger bullpen beginning to stir. Last thing you want to do is go to somebody out of the bullpen in the third inning of game one. The Tigers would really like Casey to settle down, get the last out here, and ideally give them a couple more innings. Slider swing and a miss to James Outman.
Casey's good about that in giving his team innings. Maybe, just if he doesn't have his best stuff, but he'll battle and get deep into that game. But you're right, you don't want it in a 4-game series.
Fastball up and away. Outman hitless in 9 at-bats. Worth repeating, well over 250 at-bats the last 2 years. He's hit 140. The 1-1. Slurve misses up and away. Have to find a way to go after this lefty. But his toolbox is, limited right now. The 2-1. Swing and a foul. That's a hanging splitter, if there is such a thing. I mean, that was just a nothing ball in the middle of the plate.
When he's raised it up and thrown it for strikes, it just hasn't had that same bite as we saw in Arizona. And DeJesus and Seabold pitched yesterday, kind of your longer guys.
2-2 swing and a miss. Splitter gets Outman. 8 men to the plate, 3 runs for the Twins, and the pitch count is nearing 70 for Casey Mize. We played 3-0 Twins in Minneapolis on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network, presented by Meyer.
At Comerica Bank, we've helped build some of America's most iconic companies. Now, we're bringing that same professional-grade expertise to today's builders. The kitchen table entrepreneurs, the first-time storefronts, and late-night dreamers with big ambitions. Because banking built for success shouldn't just be for big business. It should be for anyone building something that matters. Let's build something together at Comerica.com/succeed. Comerica Bank, a division of Fifth Third Bank N.A. Member FDIC, equal opportunity lender.
We know what you love. You love baseball. You love the Detroit Tigers. You love spending a day at Comerica Park. We also know what you don't love, standing in line. So we made a VIP entrance, so you could do more of the things you love and less of the things you don't. All you have to do is bank with Comerica. With your Comerica bank card, you'll feel like a VIP the moment you walk in, just like you do at our bank. Learn more at Comerica.com/yourpark. Comerica Bank, a division of Fifth Third Bank N.A., member FDIC.
If you have cancer, proton therapy is targeted treatment with less risk of side effects.
I'm John, and I had prostate cancer. In my opinion, for proton therapy, there's nowhere else to be. Anybody that has the opportunity to come here to participate in the proton therapy program, it's a win for them. The staff, the treatment, prognosis, your chances for survival when you walk out the door, there's nowhere else to be in my eyes.
Your best chance to beat cancer could be proton therapy. Visit McLaren.org/proton therapy.
I'm attorney Mark Bernstein. Get the Bernstein advantage and get respect.
R-E-S-P-C-T, that's what Bernstein means to me.
today is brought to you by Wallside Windows, local and family owned, celebrating 82 years as Michigan's leader in replacement windows. Kevin McGonigal leads off the fourth inning, the leadoff man leading off in the fourth because Joe Ryan is perfect through three. First pitch fastball, strike one. 9 up, 9 down, 4 strikeouts. Meadows had a good swing. That's the only hard hit ball so far for the Tigers. Fastball at the knees for a called strike. McGonigal soft fly ball to center field first time up. They're still trying to get a read on the Joe Ryan fastball. The 0-2 bounces up to home plate. He's got a split finger, as Dan mentioned. It's a wide variety of pitches, and then he added a curveball that hasn't thrown a lot tonight, but Gleyber Torres saw a pretty good one when he struck out in the first inning swinging. The 1-2. Swinging a hot shot off the mound. Bobbled at short by Lee. He'll pick up, and there will be no throw. That should be an error.
Yep.
On Lee. The mound took a lot out of that hard hit ground ball, and then Lee just dropped it.
Joe Ryan had to get out of the way, did a little bit of dancing out there, dodging that hard comebacker, and then, just dropped it. Yeah, it was well struck, but it was right to him, right where he was standing.
First base runner for the Tigers. Still looking for their first hit. Gleyber Torres takes a fastball up, ball one. I always think of guys who like to live at the top of the strike zone. Are they going to be the ones affected most by the smaller strike zone, which everybody agrees is smaller because they have taken away the top of the strike zone? Breaking ball down and away. An algorithm has determined the strike zone this year. And originally the algorithm was going to be 27% of a player's height for the low part and 56% of the height for the upper part, and they said, no, you know what, that's too big. Let's go to 53%. And it's leading to exactly what we thought. Gleyber Torres takes a strike. It may be early, maybe only 10 days into the season, but the American League walk rate has already jumped to levels not seen in more than 60 years at 4 walks per 9. The 2-1 swing and a foul out of play, and when you can say, well, it's too early to really be able to tell, but if you can predict with some level of certainty that a smaller strike zone will lead to more walks, and that they're probably going to go up, as we predicted, 25%. McGonigal takes off, pitches high, throw down to second, and not in time. Off the glove of the second baseman, Keishel. Kevin McGonigal, his first steal.
Yeah, good pairing right here. Joe Ryan, you can steal on him a little bit. And also, just with Victor Carantini, does not throw a whole lot of base runners out, did not throw many out last year. Just 11% caught stealing last year. So good combination. Even though they're down 3-0, they figure that's calculated risk with Joe Ryan and Carantini teaming up.
3-2 to Gleyber Torres, swinging a foul out of play. But when you can predict the walks are going to go up, and even 10 games in, when they go up what you kind of thought they would, it's a pretty good bet that they're going to stay high. 4 walks per 9 league-wide is really high, a level not seen since the 1950s. And over the weekend on Saturday and Sunday, we saw a new record number of walks issued in Major League Baseball. 269 walks. No 2-day span ever. Any 2 days of the week. No 2-day span has ever featured that many walks in Major League history. Foul out of play. Still 3-2 on Gleyber Torres.
And you can see why, too. I mean, when these challenges, why they're challenging and they're getting them right, and it makes a big difference, and you can absolutely see why the walks would go up.
3-2, down and away. Victor Caratini wanted to challenge, but he won't be able to. He was low and away. Gleyber Torres draws a walk. 8 8-pitch battle. So the error for Lee perhaps opening the door. Joe Ryan very consistent last year. 6 innings or more 14 times, 7 innings 6 times. He gave up 2 runs or fewer 21 of his 30 starts. And he's had really nothing but success against the Tigers in his career. They scored 6 runs against him the first time they faced him in 2021. He's made 9 starts since. Gave up 6 runs in one of those. He's allowed 8 runs in the other 7 starts. Great consistency. Colt Keith takes a strike. So in those other 7 starts, 6 walks, 59 strikeouts in 41 innings, with just the 8 runs allowed. Tigers have rarely figured this guy out.
Well, you can just see how important that first out of every inning is. Casey Mize didn't get the first out in the second or the third, and it led to a lot of high-stress pitches. And same thing here with Joe Ryan with that leadoff hitter getting on.
Line drive down the right field line, up the bat of Colt Keith. That will score McGonigal. He rounds third and heads home. Ball fielded in the corner by Wallner. Over to third goes Gleyber Torres, sliding in safely at second base. Colt Keith just hitting everything hard right now. Line drive, RBI double. Tigers are on the board. Second and third, nobody out in the fourth.
Boy, this is just really something to watch. Colt Keith is just a different hitter this year. I mean, he's so relaxed up there, and everything he's hitting right now is a laser. Even his first time at bat, grounded out. But, I mean, it was well struck. I mean, you're just expecting some kind of hard contact.
Yes.
And he doesn't have a home run yet, but he should have 2 for those bombs that he hit in Arizona.
Riley Green checks his swing on a pitch up. Did he go? Yes, he did. We lost an umpire, didn't we? Or did we not have 4 umpires at the start of the game?
Well, I know there are 4 listed, and
third base umpire right now is doing double duty. That's Adrian Johnson, the crew chief. He's between second and third. So when they appealed the check swing, they appealed out to him. There are only 3 umpires on this field. I'm pretty sure there were 4 at the start of the game.
I thought when they exchanged the lineups,
were there only 3?
No, because I did look down, to read the lineups, but it sure seemed like
the usual
they were there. I thought
the 1-1 up and away, 2-1 on Riley Green. 4 for 12 in his career against Ryan. And a routine fly ball to left his first time up. Infield back. Torres at third. Keith at second. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. He was late on a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. But again, the velocity does not tell the story of how hard that fastball is. It's one of the best four-seam fastballs by run value in baseball because of the swing and miss he gets, because of the strike throwing that he does with it. The 2-2. Swing and a pop-up, slicing high and foul, arcing high over the netting into the seats down the left field line. 3-1 Twins. Tigers with runners at second and third. A single would tie this game. Wallner's got a big arm in right. A run on Larnach in left, certainly Outman in center. Ryan works middle of the rubber, sets, holds glove at the letters, the 2-2. High and tight. Riley Green leans back out of the way, so just stress-free, completely stress-free first 3 innings. 8-pitch walk to Torres. Riley Green will now see at least 7 pitches.
And Joe Ryan, his split finger like Casey's, everyone has been in the dirt, so you can eliminate that pitch.
3-2, ground ball foul, splitter down and in, but Riley had to swing at that one.
Yes, he did, but he got it over. The rest of them had been bouncing just like Casey's, and I was thinking, he's got to go fastball because Riley's going to hit those sweepers that are coming in, the curveball coming in. He went to that split finger and threw it for a strike.
Ryan sets. Again, the 3-2, swing and a foul out of play. And again, these are some of the little things that Riley talked about it with his off-season training. Even just fouling off a fastball that he might have swung and missed at last year can extend an at-bat. Then get the pitch, the mistake pitch, or a pitch that's over the heart of the plate and do some damage. This will be the 9th pitch of the at-bat. The pitch. Swinging a little pop fly, and that ball is going to be caught. Royce Lewis goes running back onto the outfield grass. Thought for a moment it might drop over his head, but Royce Lewis played that very well, and it hung up in the air long enough. 9th pitch of the at-bat. A little soft pop-up for the first out here in the 4th.
Boy, you did. Right off the bat, you thought, oh, that's going to be one of those things of beauty. And it just stayed right up in the air a little bit too long. They're just going out right now to give Joe Ryan just some breathers, after that, what would you say, 10-pitch at-bat? No, 9-pitch at-bat? Yeah, just to give him just a little bit of stress-free time just out there to catch his breath. Been a long inning already, then a 9-pitch at-bat just to make sure he's ready to go against Spencer Torkelson.
Pete Mackey, the pitching coach, out. Infield joins the conversation. Joe Ryan is a fly ball pitcher. Spencer Torkelson did a great job, and it's been one of his big improvements the last 2 years, getting the ball in the air. That's line drives plus fly balls. Tigers had one of the lowest ground ball rates in the American League last year, and believe me, that is a big deal. They like that. They want the ball in the air. That's where the damage is done. First pitch to Spencer Torkelson. Breaking ball away. The knuckle curve misses ball 1. Kind of like this matchup, at least for Torque, to get the ball in the air to get a run home. Second and third, infield is back. The 1-0. Soft tap foul, sinker down and in. So Ryan knows what Torque is trying to do. So is that a pitch where he's just got to lay off that sinker early in the count if he possibly can?
Yeah, I think it was just paired really well with that first pitch breaking ball in the outside corner. Then changed his eye level and had it coming in instead of the four seam, had it on his hands.
1-1. Fastball away. 2-1 on Spencer Torkelson, off to a 5-for-30 start. Still looking for home run number 1, 4-for-16 with a couple of doubles in his career against Ryan. Ryan sets, checks the base runners, 2-1, swing and a miss. Struck out. On that same pitch, a sweeper away.
This one kind of stayed in the middle. It was down, but that's one of those ones that...
That's a heck of a pitch.
Yeah, I think that's one that Torque can hit.
Fastball up and away. Just misses with the fastball. Caratini cocks his head like, but that's 6-8 inches outside.
Oh, yeah. See if he goes back to that sweeper.
Rob Drake is behind the plate going, hey, you should have challenged twice early. 3-2, way outside. Wow. He yanked a fastball away. Torque draws a walk. He drew 3 walks, had a hit yesterday. So that's a very successful trip to the plate for Torque. Reaches for the 5th time his last 6 plate appearances. Bases loaded, 1 out. Brings up Zach McKinstry. He struck out swinging first time up. That was on a breaking ball, the sweeper, ground ball, and a base hit into right field. Keishel Dove couldn't get it. That's going to score 2. Torres is in, throw to the plate, not in time. Keith with a head-first slide easily beats the throw from the big arm in right, Matt Wallner, and we're tied at 3 in the 4th. Torkelson ends up on 3rd. Zach McKinstry delivers.
And Zach McKinstry, how about the base running, too? When Wallner came up trying to get Cole Keith sliding in at home, Zach McKinstry saw where the throw was going, and he says, you know what, I'm taking off for second. So now he's into scoring position as well.
Dan, that's such a great point. I mean, we just watched the replay. That is great base running because he rounded first hard, watched the throw, and he read that really quickly. Bell was trying to deke him, and he wasn't buying it.
Nope.
He flew down to second base, and he knew he would make it without a throw because the throw was going through. Infield in tight. Ball 1 to Matt Vierling. He popped out his first time up. Tigers have answered the Twins 3 with 3 of their own. Sweeper, middle of the plate, swing and a miss. I think that speaks to that's not a hanger. It feels like it's in the middle of the plate, but that speaks to the break on that pitch.
Yeah, that one looked like it was really breaking, really spinning. But just, not quite as sharp as in the first couple of innings.
The 1-1. Sweeper backs up on the inside part of the plate. No, after 3, it felt like, this could be a special night for Joe Ryan. Building waiting on a 2-1. On the way. Swing and a miss. Well, that was like a last split-second decision. He was very late on that fastball. A little indecision, it felt like.
But a much better fastball. That's the Joe Ryan fastball that you usually see up and kind of exploding in the zone.
2-2. Up and away. The lower the vertical approach angle, the better. And he's thrown some at, if you're at -4, that's really good, but -3, now it just becomes almost impossible to hit. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. And it was a troublesome pitch for Matt Vierling in that at-bat. Fastball gets him up and away. 5th strikeout for Ryan, all swinging, last 2 on fastballs. Leaves it up to Parker Meadows. Infield now backs up. 2nd and 3rd. 3 runs in. Boy, I'd love to see Parker Meadows keep these good swings going. Single could make it a 5-3 game. First pitch, ground ball, softly tapped foul. That was the knuckle curve, and that felt like that was an opportunity for Parker.
At least Joe Ryan is starting to throw pitches for strikes. I mean, it's almost like he was trying to make too perfect of a pitch, and hitting every corner, was not getting the call. They're out of challenges.
The strike 1. Swing and a miss, splitter away. Parker missed that by a lot. No balls, 2 strikes.
I do. I just think that Parker eliminated that pitch too, just because Casey's not having any success with it. Joe Ryan really is not. He's bouncing them too. And that one just came out of the hand looking like a fastball and ended up fooling Parker.
The 0-2 and swing and a miss. Did he get a piece of it? No, he did not. Popped out of the glove of Caratini. He'll have to throw it out the bell to complete the strikeout. Meadows strikes out. Ryan works out a potential big trouble by striking out Vierling and Meadows to end the 4th. Tigers send 8 men to the plate and score 3. Big 2-run single by Zach McKinstry ties the game. Twins bat in the bottom of the 4th inning. 1st of 4 in Minneapolis. We're tied at 3. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball, presented by Meyer.
Style or substance. Somehow it became one or the other when choosing a truck. But there is another choice. Not stopping until you have everything. That's GMC Sierra. We are professional grade. Michigan residents get $1,000 lease cash on a 2026 Sierra Light Duty Elevation Crew Cab with a TurboMax engine. Well-qualified GM employees with a current eligible GMC lease use it to get a 24-month ultra-low mileage lease for $199 per month with 4019 due at signing. That's $199 per month with 4019 due at signing. Must be a current lessee of a 2021 model year or newer Buick or GMC vehicle through GM Financial for at least 30 days prior to the new vehicle sale. Tax, title, license, dealer fees extra. No security deposit required. Mileage charge of 25 cents a mile over 20,000 miles. At participating dealers only. Residency restrictions apply. Visit GMCofferinfo.com for details.
No matter what your sport, you win with energy efficiency tips from DTE. DTE's online interactive home can help you find tools, tips, and programs to lower your energy bill. Our Insight app gives you real-time information to make changes to reduce your usage. And our rebates put real money back into your pocket. So check out DTEenergy.com/home and you'll score! Savings, that is. DTE.
Hey, baseball fans, Mike Valena here. If you're looking for a great trip to plan, go do something fun, how about Vegas? The D.com, the D Las Vegas. It's your home for Detroit sports in Vegas.
Nice little boost for Casey Mize. Casey Mize could use a quick inning. Lee takes ball 1, the 1-0. Lee swings, pops it up. Third base side into the third base coach's box. Cole Keith makes the catch, steps back one step at the end. One up, one down on 2 pitches. 68 pitches through 3 is a really high pitch total. So a quick inning here, and then Casey Mize could come back out in the 5th inning. He actually got his pitch count into the 90s in that start against Arizona. Ground ball fouled on the third baseline. Byron Buxton at the plate. One of the most exciting, dynamic players in the game, and even though he always does damage against the Tigers, it seems, swing and a miss on a slider, no balls and 2 strikes. It really was good to see. You want the best players in the game out there. And he finally had a season where he had 500 plate appearances for the first time in 8 years. And it was great to see.
I mean, you and I love watching him play. I mean, whether it's outfield or at the plate.
Line drive into center field on an 0-2. Meadows comes in, makes the catch. Whew. Line drive sizzled, and Meadows just kind of had to slow down, and he caught it shoulder high.
Didn't it? I mean, yeah, off the bat, it looked like it was just a line drive that's going to hit the outfield grass, and it just stayed true, didn't it? Man.
No, you want the best players, and he's so dynamic.
He
35
is.
home runs, 24 for 24 stealing bases. Somehow, after all the injuries, he's still one of the 3 fastest players in the game. It's incredible. Larnach takes strike 1.
And he has made it very clear that he wants to go nowhere.
Line drive into right field off the bat of Larnach. That's going to drop softly into right field. Fielded by Zach McKinstry. Gets the ball in quickly on 1 hop to second base. Larnach, soft line drive single on an 0-1. Yeah, he wants to stay here.
Stay here. He loves it. Yep. After they got rid of everybody last year, wholesale bullpen, and traded everybody.
Yep.
And he just made it clear, like, nope, I want to stay here. This is where I want to be.
That brings up Luke Keeschel. It's an open stance. It kind of gets deep into those legs, bends at the waist toward home plate. First pitch sinker from Casey Mize misses. He saw 8 pitches last time up and walked, bounced out to short. His first at-bat on the second pitch of the at-bat. 3-3 game. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. The 1-0. Splitter away. It's just, they're trying to bring it back. They're trying to make it still a pitch that the Twins have to consider, but he just hasn't had the feel for it. And the cold has to have something to do with it, because in the heat in Arizona, it was a thing of beauty. Slider strike. It's tight. It's 87-89. Strike on the other third of the plate, 2-1.
Casey has made a little bit of an adjustment. The last 4 have been much, much closer. I don't know if he raised his sights a little bit. Much better.
2-1. Fly ball to left. That's deep. That's trouble. And that ball is gone. Luke Keeschel with his first of the year, and that's a big blow. 2 out, 2-run home run, 5-3 Twins.
Yeah, that's just Casey. Just, he's going to be so angry at himself after the guys get him back in the game. But that's that sinker that Casey has been doing such a good job of boring in on the hands. But that one stayed on the inner third, and that's what happens to it.
Splitter strike to Bell. Josh Bell has walked and popped out. Again, Keeschel has hit with some power in the minor leagues. Didn't really show it last year. That's just his 5th career home run and over 200 at-bats. But boy, if he has that to his game, they may have something. Swinging a foul off the glove of the catcher, Jake Rogers. Let's pause for station identification on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. The 1-2 soft ground ball to first base. Torkelson will field. Step to his left for the easy out on the soft ground ball. Almost looked like it went off Bell's foot. It was so soft. And that is the 3rd out of the 4th inning. Today's Pregame, brought to you in part by the Sam Bernstein Law Firm. They bring you instant replay every game. When you need the right call made, it's 1-800-CALL-SAM. We're through 453 Twins in the first of 4 in Minneapolis on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network, presented by Meyer. Cody Larson is on the mound for the Minnesota Twins. One of those late bloomers, debuted at 27 last year with 7 solid innings of work. This is his 4th appearance, and so far he's been struggling in his 3 appearances for the Twins.
He hasn't faced the Tigers. Does have that 4-seam changeup combination. Will also mix in the cutter. And comes into a situation where Funderburk could not throw strikes. Oof. They're looking for, obviously, somebody that can come in here and at least get the ball over the plate. Matt Fearling's been swinging really good. He's got that good swing, kind of poised to hit the ball the other way, up the middle the other way.
Wow. A turn and throw to second base from Larson. And clearly not on the same page with Keishel, the second baseman, because he turned and threw, and Keishel was just standing where he had been positioned defensively, 10 feet behind the bag. He wasn't ducking in behind Riley Green. Green at second. McKinstry, the Tigers' best base runner, at first. First pitch, swinging a pop-up foul and out of play. 91-mile-an-hour fastball. In the minor leagues last year, Larson really shut down righties. The strike 1, make it strike 2 with a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. It's not big stuff. Righties hit 220, though, with no power. And again, he debuted with 7 strong innings late in the year with the Twins. Fielding waiting, the 0-2, swing and a miss. Sharp late breaking cutter. There's a little funk in his delivery, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a lot of deception, a lot of body parts moving, and those were some well-located pitches. That had that 4-seam fastball that had some tailing action up and in to Matt Fearling, and then finally a cutter just started right on the outside part of the plate. It broke off, but that was a good-looking pitch. Yeah, that was a good-looking pitch.
Jahmai Jones batting. First pitch fastball popped up foul and out of play.
I mean, this is not only throwing strikes, but commanding, making good, solid pitches.
The strike 1. Cutter in the dirt, down and away. Two on, 2 outs. Tigers down 2, trying to do something about it. 1-1, swinging a little pop-up to second base. Keishel on the infield dirt will make the catch. Great job by Larson to work out of a 2-on, 1-out jam that he inherited, and he did it by throwing strikes. Tigers threaten, do not score. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Twins have the 5-3 lead in Game 1 of a 4-game series. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball, presented by Meyer.
Baseball's in the forecast, and it's about to heat up. Keep your eye on the ball and listen to what Mastercraft Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical is offering right now. Buy a new furnace or AC and get half off installation. The guys at Mastercraft are there 24/7 for emergency service, and they back their work with a 5-year warranty. Yes, they've got financing options too. Call Mastercraft today. They're the pros for plumbing, electrical, and generators for all those power failures. They've got your bases covered. Visit mastercraftheating.com today.
At Bill Brown Ford in Livonia, being the #1 Ford dealer in Michigan has set some high expectations. So we're stepping up our game by adding all-stars to the roster, ready to deliver home runs for our customers. Bill Brown Ford's team is built around experience and hustle, because in Detroit, we know that being #1 means putting in the work every day. That's how you bring home the win. Bill Brown Ford in Livonia, Michigan's #1 Ford dealer.
#1 Ford dealer is based on Ford's new total retail sales reports for 2025.
Spring is back, Tigers fans, which means it's time to get your yard ready for the season ahead. Cookouts, backyard catch, friends and family together. Your lawn is the backdrop to it all. So this season, get your lawn ready with Pennington and keep it strong all year long. As a proud partner of the hardest working grounds crew, Pennington is all about thick, durable grass, built for life's big and small moments. Pennington Grass Seed, available at the Home Depot.
With ER Online Check-In at McLaren, the waiting room can be your living room. View wait times and reserve your spot at mclaren.org/ER.
Today's game brought to you in part by Colwell Health, reminding you together we can overcome any obstacle, fight any battle. Brooks Lee at the plate. Tiger bullpen stirring, but Drew Anderson would love to finish this game out. A 1-0 changeup misses low and away, 2-0. 5-3 Twins in the bottom of the 8th inning. Brand Herter getting loose in the Tigers bullpen. Fastball misses the mark, and it's quickly 3-0. Drew Anderson came in. First batter he faced was Royce Lewis, and he walked him on 4 pitches. See if he can get back into this at-bat. Four-seam fastball for a called strike. Came in to get the last 2 outs of the 5th inning. A walk, a strikeout, an infield single, and a pop-up, and he worked out of a bases-loaded jam in the end. Now he's retired 6 of the last 7. 3-1, ground ball wide at first. Charging backhanding Torkelson leads Drew Anderson to the bag at first. That was a smooth play all around.
I just am amazed at that right there. Just the accuracy of Spencer Torkelson flipping to those pitchers.
Yep.
I mean,
again and again.
I mean, overhand, but right there, that underhand flip, he led him by a good, 5 feet. And just let him run and catch right up to it. Like, tossed it in the air, and Drew Anderson just ran and caught it.
It's an underrated aspect of playing first. I love what Gabe Alvarez said during spring training a year ago. He said he's the best I've ever seen at doing that. Making that throw, which not all first basemen do well. And like you said, oftentimes it's overhand.
Right.
And you kind of there's an art to it. You got to fire it.
Or sidearm.
Lead them.
No, or sidearm. But the accuracy.
Yeah. Curveball down. Spencer Torkelson works very hard at the defensive part of his game. Think of it. Gabe Alvarez has seen a little bit of baseball in his time. He says he's the best he's ever seen at that. Joey Cora said during the season last year he feels like he's one of the very best scooping the ball in all of baseball.
Yeah.
Buxton takes a pitch low and quickly 3-0 as we talk about Spencer Torkelson's defensive abilities. 3-0 up and in, and he walked him on 4 straight pitches. That'll be the end of the night for Drew Anderson. It ends with his second 4-pitch walk. Byron Buxton draws the walk. 5-3 Twins. This copyrighted broadcast presented by authority of the Detroit Tigers may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Detroit Tigers. Brand Herter coming on. Larnach at the plate. Tigers down 2. While the Tigers make the change, we'll pause for these words on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network, presented by Meyer.
That first year in your new home matters. With preferred pricing, Redfin and Rocket Mortgage make the path to your next home easier. When you buy with a Redfin agent and finance through Rocket Mortgage, you can lower your interest rate by 1% for 1 year, or choose up to $6,000 in closing credits. See how it works at rocketmortgage.com or call 800-4ROCKET. Additional terms apply, not a commitment to lend. Rocket Mortgage LLC, licensed in all 50 states. NMLS ConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
Little Caesars 4-in-1 Sticks is perfect for sharing.
Did someone say Sharon? That's my name.
Thanks for sharing, Sharon, but I said sharing is in sharing 4-in-1 Sticks. 16 sticks with bacon, pepperoni, jalapeno, and cheese, all with dippable crazy sauce for only $7.99.
That's perfect for Sharon.
It's Little Caesars 4-in-1 Sticks for only $7.99.
Pizza. Plus tax where applicable. Available at participating locations for a limited time. Prices may vary. Prices higher in Alaska, Hawaii, and third-party online sites.
We are Tiger Law.
the official law firm of the Detroit Tigers. For over 70 years, Feiger Law has been your hometown team of trial lawyers for auto crashes, truck accidents, birth trauma, and injuries due to medical malpractice. Let our team of homegrown trial lawyers win big for you. Feiger Law, the official law firm of the Detroit Tigers. All we do is win.
All we do is win. It's baseball season, and you know what that means. It's Faygo time. Nothing beats an ice-cold Faygo. Faygo, the one true pop. Faygo is a proud sponsor of Detroit Tigers Radio.
Every Tigers home run this year is a Little Caesars Pizza home run. Order online for delivery or Pizza Portal pickup. Austin Martin has grabbed a bat. He's going to pinch hit for Trevor Larnach with the lefty Brant Herder on the mound. First pitch fastball outside. Pitching change brought to you by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers.
You know, Brant Herder is one of those guys I think is just quietly starting to settle in and pitching well. I mean, he's had a few base runners, but generally at the end of the inning, he's putting up zeros.
Fastball up and away. Amazing the number of 4-pitch walks we have seen from a staff that, well, the best first-pitch strike-throwing staff in the American League last year. Top 5 in total strike-throwing, the Tigers. Sinker didn't get the call, 3-0. Buxton, a perfect 24 for 24 stealing last year. Fastball in, and another 4-pitch walk. It's a real oddity to me, Dan.
I mean, just the walks overall, and very few. That Larson was the one that I've been impressed with as far as command and controlling the strike zone.
Tigers now have had 15 4-pitch walks this season in game number 10. 15. That's 79 all of last year in a 162-game season. The 1-0. Down and in. My goodness. 2-0. Luke Keesh, be careful. He's a pretty good hitter. 1 for 3 tonight. Kind of off to a quiet start. The one hit was a home run. He also drew a walk. Chris Fetter out to the mound. Brant Herder had that stretch of wildness last year after really pinpoint command in his rookie season. And it felt like in the spring, talking to him, Dan, that he liked the way his ball was coming out of the hand, but he didn't like the way opposing hitters were reacting, meaning they were having good swings jumping out of their shoes. And then he realized it was just that little fix we talked about a little bit during the spring where he closed that right shoulder to get the deception back. And you're right, the strike throwing has been good so far. And now he has thrown 6 straight balls to start his appearance. Make it 7. Fastball up and away.
He let that ball go, and I think Chris Fetter went out there to remind him, not to aim it. He's got good stuff. Let that thing go. Don't try to guide it and just hand it to Jake Rogers. Throw it through him.
Up and away, almost threw it away. Sinker almost went to the backstop. 8 pitches, 8 balls. Bases are loaded on walks.
All right, you're just sitting there and you're left on left right here. You're 1 pitch. Concentrate hard right here. 1 pitch away from getting out of this.
Cody Clemens at the plate. First pitch sinker for a called strike 1. In at the corners, middle of the infield back. 3 important base runners to strand. Tigers are down 2. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. The strike 1. Fastball for a called strike 2.
Completely different. You can see that with that action, that deception that you were talking about, where he kind of crossfires, very difficult on lefties. Cody Clemens kind of given a little bit on that front side.
3 for 20 start for Clemens this year. The 0-2.
Oh, yeah.
Outside, Jake Rogers pointed the glove out. He loved what he saw, but he did not get the call. It was right on the outside edge.
Yep. Well, you just think a sweeper would be a good pitch.
The 1-2. Fastball outside again. Both teams without a challenge. Clemens hit 19 home runs last year. Does not hit lefties. Got to be able to challenge him. The 2-2 is fouled off his front right foot. Clemens got more chances to hit lefties last year. It didn't help him at all. We got 89 plate appearances against lefties, hit 190 with no power. Does not draw walks against lefties. Waiting on a 2-2. Bases loaded, 1 out, 8th inning. The pitch almost hit him. Fastball up and in. 6th pitch of the at-bat is ball 3.
Boy, Dan, Jake is setting up right down the middle. I mean, like, don't try to hit a corner. Don't try to just come right at me. Sitting right straight, smack down the middle, holding that right about belt high, the target.
Nowhere to put him. The 3-2, swinging a foul out of play. Clemens fouled off a fastball. Can he do it again? I mean, he's just challenging him.
That's all he's seen. He has not thrown him anything but sinkers.
Get another one over the plate, or at least induce a swing. 3-2, got him with a sweeper. Cody Clemens had no chance. 8th pitch, he sees a sweeper and takes it called third.
I was saying that how many pitches ago? 4 or 5 pitches ago, they just had it set up for that sweeper. That front side was giving because of that motion, and I mean that he had no chance on that.
7 straight sinkers. Victor Caratini batting. First pitch, he swings and taps it foul. A changeup. He dribbles it down the third base line. 2 for 4 for Caratini. 5 runs on 9 hits. 2 errors for the Twins. 3 runs, 4 hits, 1 error for the Tigers.
Boy, what a big at-bat, though, just to not give in and be able to continue to throw strikes to get the punch out of Cody Clemens.
The strike 1. Called strike. Seven walks for each team in this game. We saw 6 walks on Saturday. Tigers and Cardinals. Each team had 6 walks. Caratini's switch hitter batting righty. The 0-2, swinging line drive, base hit into center. That'll score 2. Buxton home, Martin home, 7-3. Twins on top. On an 0-2 pitch.
Yeah, that's the frustrating part, Dan, was that it was just right down the middle, belt high, 0-2, and you just got to make a better pitch than that. Had him right down there, and, just coming back, you're one pitch at getting out of that, and just made too good of a pitch.
Brings up Matt Wallner. First pitch to Wallner, way inside. Ball 1. Big improvement for Wallner last year was hitting lefties. He really hadn't hit lefties before last year. Sweeper gets a called strike, 1-1. Line drive single, line drive double in this game. The 1-1. Swing and a miss at a sinker. I think he's surprised that he didn't do more with that.
Boy, it just, some of the swings just from lefties, just they look a little uncomfortable.
The 1-2 got him with a sweeper for a called third. But a big 2-out, 2-run single for Caratini on an 0-2 pitch after 3 walks. Tigers bat in the 9th down 7-3 after 8 on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network, presented by Meyer.
The unprecedented temperatures have led to Wallside's factory freeze. Buy one Wallside window, get your second one free, plus 72 months interest-free. And then skate on the down payment. There's none required. Affordability is what Wallside is all about. Quality windows you can actually afford. Buy one window, get one free, plus 72 months interest-free. Don't put up with high heating bills any longer. Call Wallside now. 1-800-521-7800 or go to wallside.com.
Nobody has more all-wheel drive or electrified hybrid choices than Toyota, including the powerful new built-in-the-USA Tundra. Now through May 4th, get $3,000 customer cash on new 26 Tundras. Or you could get 2.99 APR financing plus $1,000 TFS APR cash. With approved credit through TFS. Excludes TRD Pro. APR cash must be applied to deal. For complete details, go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
We know what you love. You love baseball. You love the Detroit Tigers. You love spending a day at Comerica Park. We also know what you don't love, standing in line. So we made a VIP entrance, so you could do more of the things you love and less of the things you don't. All you have to do is bank with Comerica. With your Comerica bank card, you'll feel like a VIP the moment you walk in, just like you do at our bank. Learn more at Comerica.com/yourpark. Comerica Bank, a division of Fifth Third Bank N.A., member FDIC.
Ninth inning is brought to you by Comerica Bank. If you want to elevate your small business's game, visit Comerica.com/succeed to learn how. Ninth inning, 7-3 Twins. Dan, we talked about walks going up, and they are up already. We just had a 2-day span, the most walks ever in Major League history, 269 in a 2-day span. But this was one of the things that, when we talked about walks are going to go up, baseball, such an emphasis 3 years ago with the rule changes, it wasn't just about taking time off of games. It was about the pace of play, and the rule changes did both. And it was a great thing for baseball. The games moved. They were more interesting. It was better defense. We got to see the defensive talents put on display more with the banning of the shift. Strike one pitch, make it strike two on Jake Rogers. Larson on the mound for the Twins. Got the last 2 outs last inning. The 0-2. Ground ball to short. Brooks Lee will field the knee-high bounce, flip it over to first for the first out here in the 9th inning. 7-3 Twins on top. But, again, baseball, these aren't unanticipated things that are happening with the ABS challenge system in a smaller strike zone. You knew walks were going to go up. Baseball knew it. They don't care because they want more base runners and more run scoring. But what you're not really considering, if that is your viewpoint, and again, baseball knows this is going to happen, they want more offense. You get games like this, a walk fest is not, it's not a good game. It's not a good brand of baseball. It's a slog. It's a poor pace of play. It's not even necessarily the time, but the feel of the game. And we've seen it now Saturday in a Tigers win. We've seen it here in this Twins 7-3 lead in the 9th inning. 14 walks today, 12 walks Saturday, plus 6 hit batters. And it's we've seen it before. We saw it in 99 and 2000 when walks were high. It's just not a good brand of baseball, and it takes away from all the good changes they made a couple of years ago. Kevin McGonigal strikes out on an 0-2 fastball. Tigers are down to their last out.
And the only thing that I can think of is that will the pitchers adjust and say, well, you know what? We can't hit spots. We can't hit corners. We have to go right after them like Larson is doing right now. because he's got a 5-run lead, so he's going to go right after him, and then you'll see more offense because then you're going to be playing T-ball.
You are going to see more offense. We're not seeing it yet, but it's April. Believe me, the walks are going to stay high, and then it's going to fuel offenses as it warms up.
That's what, because they'll have to challenge him.
Ground ball to first base. Cody Clemens will field. Flip it to Larson. A 1-2-3-9 for Larson and the Twins, and they take game 1 of this 4-game series. Big 2-run home run from Luke Keeschel in the 4th inning broke a 3-3 tie, and the Tigers could not add on after they scored their 3 in the 4th. Our final score at Target Field in Minneapolis, the Minnesota Twins 7 and the Detroit Tigers 3.
Style or substance. Somehow it became one or the other when choosing a truck. But there is another choice. Not stopping until you have everything. That's GMC Sierra. We are professional grade. Michigan residents get $1,000 lease cash on a 2026 Sierra Light Duty Elevation Crew Cab with a TurboMax engine. Well-qualified GM employees with a current eligible GMC lease use it to get a 24-month ultra-low mileage lease for $199 per month with 4019 due at signing. That's $199 per month with 4019 due at signing. Must be a current lessee of a 2021 model year or newer Buick or GMC vehicle through GM Financial for at least 30 days prior to the new vehicle sale. Tax, title, license, dealer fees extra. No security deposit required. Mileage charge of 25 cents a mile over 20,000 miles. At participating dealers only. Residency restrictions apply. Visit GMCofferinfo.com for details.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot, 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 and sometimes it's like
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh, yeah.
And we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the...
Not with Fix Finder. Free at every AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Bell's Brewery has a treat for you. Bell's Flyover. It's our new easy drinking light lager beer. Enjoy a flyover today.
Crowd filing out, all 276 of them at the end of this game here at Target Field in Minneapolis. There were a few more earlier, but not many stayed to the end to see the Minnesota Twins take game 1 of this 4-game series. 7-3 was the final today. Tigers with the loss fall to 4-6. The Twins with the win improved to 4-6. Tigers now will try to even up this series tomorrow here at Target Field. 7-3, Twins win it. Dan and I are back to talk about it after this on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
We know what you love. You love baseball. You love the Detroit Tigers. You love spending a day at Comerica Park. We also know what you don't love, standing in line. So we made a VIP entrance, so you could do more of the things you love and less of the things you don't. All you have to do is bank with Comerica. With your Comerica bank card, you'll feel like a VIP the moment you walk in, just like you do at our bank. Learn more at comerica.com/yourpark. Comerica Bank, a division of Fifth Third Bank N.A., member FDIC.
At Comerica Bank, we've helped build some of America's most iconic companies. Now, we're bringing that same professional-grade expertise to today's builders. The kitchen table entrepreneurs, the first-time storefronts, and late-night dreamers with big ambitions. Because banking